It's January 22nd, 2024. It's been a month since our last rainfall. Here is the patio area. Lot 144 is on the right. You can see water continues to accumulate. It's permeating from the alley into the patio area with no place to drain. This is lot 143 on the other side of that patio area. We are trying an experiment. We've set up a transfer pump, which is pumping water out of the patio area along the wall of lot 143. And before we turned that pump on, water was already up to the bottom of the stucco in that frame. Now, what we are showing here is a photo of the little earthen dam that we built, and we can see the water is actually accumulating along the fence. And again, once this all dries out, I think we're going to sandbag it to keep water from flowing from the alley into this patio area. It just has no place to drain, so it sits there until it permeates into the earth, or soaks into the stucco, which both options aren't very good. Again, a final look at the water stagnating along lot 144, and again you can see what's happening. It's a little difficult. Water is permeating from the alley through that gravel that's piled up on the other side of the fence there, and just accumulates. Now we're back out in front. This is Endless Sky. Lot 144 is on the left, lot 145 is on the right, and we're looking at the catch basin, which is where all this river rock is. Now, the problem with the catch basin is actually built higher than the swales. So what's happening is water is ponding in the middle of the swale, and you can clearly see it in the reflection from the sunlight. As we're walking down, lot 144 is on the left, lot 145 is on the right. And again, now we're looking at the patio area, and you can see how water is permeating underneath the fence and accumulating along the foundation wall in the patio area that we just looked at. On the other side here is where that little earthen dam we built to try to block the water from permeating into the patio area. Now, this is on the camera right is lot 143. The gutter is pushing water away from the house through that little splash guard. But again, if you look at the reflection, it does give you an indication of where the low spots and the high spots are in this grading effort. Basically, you can still see water is still ponding along the foundation of lot 143. In fact, we're going to take a close look at the sewer cleanout, which is that black round disc that you see. If your toilet gets clogged up, they take that's where they clean it out. So this sewer cleanout is completely covered by water. I've been told by some of my neighbors, when they've had flooding issues, they'll take that cap off the sewer cleanout and let the ponded water actually drain into the sewer system, which I know the city of La Quinta would not be happy to know that some of the neighbors are doing that. Now, I don't, but that's what's happening in other parts of the neighborhood where this issue is prevailing. Again, you can see the water is ponding up against the foundation. So really all of this gravel has done little to address the underlying issue. In fact, one might argue that it's actually worse. If you look at the knuckle test here, we're about 1 knuckle deep on that sewer cleanout. So it's about 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch deep. Again, we're just looking at the center of the swale, and you can see the high spots and the low spots. This is the area that has been really poorly maintained, and with this newly installed gravel construction project, you can see that there are high spots. Here's an example of the high spot right here. You can see how the water can't get past this high spot and continue its drainage out into the street off in the distance there. We continue walking towards the east, towards the catch basin. Again, you can see how the water is draining out of the gutter through that splash guard into the center of the swale. The swale, in all candor, is just not dug deep enough. Again, this is the dominant properties, lots 145 and 146. Again, the gravel is piled higher than the patio fence on their side, which is slowing or preventing water from draining out into the swale. So this really was just done wrong. It didn't follow the recommendations of 3 different engineering studies, including the Dudek memorandum, which we recently got a copy of, as well as the IDK report, as well as the study that my team commissioned a few months ago, last year as a matter of fact. Again, you can see at this swale termination point, the gravel is actually piled higher than the swale, so it's actually preventing the storm runoff from flowing past the swale termination point into that river rock area, which is called the catch basin. The catch basin is exactly what it sounds like. It's supposed to catch the water, hold it until it can drain through that little drain pipe you can see into the street. So this, again, was not constructed properly. Again, it's slowing the water down. This was a relatively minor rain event for the neighborhood, so there wasn't any imminent danger to any of the houses, with the possible exception of the houses on the left, camera left here, lots 143, 144. Just not done very well. And again, you can see the high spot in the gravel where it wasn't dug out. This really needs to be gone through and dug out another 7 or 8 inches, and then correcting the issues with the swale termination point and the catch basin. In fact, the Dudek report recommended replacing that 4-inch pipe with a 4 by 14-inch outlet into the street, and I thought that was a good recommendation on the part of the folks over at Dudek. Again, we're lucky we've got nice bright sunshine, so we can kind of get a sense of where the water is today. Most of the time it's difficult to read it, but you can clearly see the water is just trickling into that swale, into that pipe to drain out into the street. It's basically trickling out. Here we're looking at the alley between lot 142 on the right, and we're going to swing around. Lot 141 is now on the left, and we can see how the water continues to pond in the middle with little chance of it draining out. It just simply permeates into the earth. Again, these swales just simply have not been maintained by the HOA. Out of sight, out of mind. The HOA loves flowers and pretty things, and they just haven't really done the job they need to do with respect to maintaining the drainage facilities throughout the community. Again, we're taking a walk. Lot 143. This is lot 146 and 147. Again, dominant properties. Water should be flowing to the middle of that alley, into the middle of the swale, down the swale, out towards the street. That's not happening. Again, there's so many simple fixes, and one of the resources that we have reviewed that has some good recommendations is the Dudek study that was done back in April of 2022, with some good basic recommendations. And I think for the most part, a few things I might not agree with, but for the most part, has some good recommendations, as have the other studies that have been done over the past couple of years. Take a look at that. You can stop the video and read that if you like. And finally, this is the overlay that Dudek Engineering did on the original finally approved precise grading plan. And you can see lots 143 and some of the other lots there that gives you a sense of the drainage and some of their recommendations. Again, I want to say thanks for taking the time to watch this. It's kind of boring stuff, but it's important stuff for the 6 or 7 homeowners who are impacted by some of these ongoing deferred maintenance and the botched remediation project with the gravel. Again, thanks for watching.